Hi, everyone, and good evening. I hope everyone is doing amazing today, feeling great and safe. My name is Attorney Yael Brudner, and I am coming to you live here from Orange County, California. I'm an immigration attorney practicing immigration law exclusively here in Southern California. However, we do represent clients all over the United States and around the world. And I am here to answer your immigration questions today. Thank you so much for everyone that sent us questions. We have really great questions that came in during the week that I'm excited to share with you. And if you have any questions you want me to answer today live, then feel free to write them here in the comments, and I promise to get to them. If I can, I will get to them. And if I don't get to them, then I promise to respond to them later. If you are watching the recording of this, also feel free to write down the comments and I will try to get to them as we see them. Thank you, everyone that's joining. Let's see. Okay, and just a general disclaimer, I'm going to give some answers to questions that come in today. The answers that I am answering are general information. They're not really legal advice because it's just general questions. If you do want to have a personalized evaluation or assessment of your situation, feel free to reach out to us. Our number here is below on the screen. We'd love to schedule a consultation and talk to you about your specific case. Okay, so let's jump into some of these really good questions that we received today, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this question that we received is, can I apply for a marriage green card if I have a criminal record? And this is a very common type of question that has to do with having a criminal record and applying for any type of immigration benefit. So just in general, having a record, right, for immigration purposes means that if you are convicted of a crime either in the United States or anywhere around the world, you do have to disclose this in your immigration process. Specifically for the marriage-based green card, you have to disclose this, and it may or may not affect your case. So anyone that has a criminal conviction, I really encourage you to reach out to an attorney to evaluate your record and give you an assessment to tell you how this would affect your case and if it would affect it at all. Some convictions are more serious than others. Some would actually disqualify you from getting a green card. Others, even though you have to disclose them, would not disqualify you. Some you can ask a waiver of forgiveness for, others you cannot. So if you have a criminal record, it does not mean that you will not be able to get a green card. It just means that you have to get an immigration attorney to review your case and to have an assessment for you. Okay, even if you do have a conviction, there are things that you can do, sometimes through the criminal court, to reduce certain crimes from felonies to misdemeanors, to vacate certain crimes before you would apply for an immigration benefit. Okay, so there are things that you can do if you have a criminal record. It's not necessarily the end of the world in terms of immigration. Okay, I hope that helped. Like I mentioned, if you have a specific question about your case and you want us to analyze it, just reach out to us and we can help you. Okay. Perfect. And if you are joining us right now, thank you. It's really good to see you here. Feel free to write your comments if you have any questions. Okay, guys? Jumping into the next question. Okay. Now, these are questions that we did receive in advance for today. We did receive a bunch of questions, and I picked the ones I think would be the most relevant for everyone. So if you do have a question, feel free to write them in the comments. Can I include my children from a previous marriage on my marriage green card application? Okay, so If you are applying for a green card through marriage and you have children from previous relationships, you may be able to add them to your application, or your spouse might be able to petition them directly. It depends on the status of your petitioning spouse. So if your petitioning spouse is a green card holder, is a resident, then you might be able to add them to your petition. If the petitioning spouse is a US citizen, then they would need to petition your children separately. And what children would qualify? The rule of thumb is this: if you and your spouse got married before your children's 18th birthday, then they qualify as children of your spouse, and their spouse can petition them either through your petition or separately, depending on their status. Okay, so you look at the date of marriage, you look at how old your children were at that time, not how old they are right now, but how old they were at that time. And if they were under 18 at that time, then they could be eligible for your spouse to petition them. Okay? Perfect. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so this is a question. My marriage green card application was denied. What are my options? So I'm sorry your case was denied. I'm sure it's very frustrating when that happens, but it does happen. We do see it for with clients, especially if clients filed by themselves for the green card. Many times the case gets denied. The first question I would ask you is, what was the basis of the denial? Okay, sometimes cases get denied on a technicality. It happens a lot. Maybe immigration sent you a notice, you didn't never got it, and they denied your case. And if they deny your case on that basis, it's because they determine that you have abandoned your case, right? You never responded to them. They give you a time limit to respond, and you never responded, so they might have denied your case. Immigration can deny your case for merit, meaning that they do not believe that you qualify for the benefit that you're seeking. So in this case, your marriage-based green card. So they might think that maybe the marriage is not valid, or they may think that you have something in your past or your record that would disqualify you for the green card. There are a lot of reasons why a case can get denied. So I would recommend to see an attorney for a full assessment of your case to see what happened. The good news is that the majority of times, most of the times, you can refile your case. So you can file again and try again, and this time fixing what was wrong. You can also try to file something called a motion to reopen, to ask immigration to reopen the denied case. It's kind of like an appeal. Okay, so if your marriage case, green card application, or any green card application, or any case was denied with immigration, it's not that, the end of the world. Most of the times you can fix it. Okay. If you sent us this question, please reach out to us. I would love to evaluate and see what happened. Okay, so reach out to us. Our number is here. We'd love to schedule a consultation for you so we can help you out. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so there's a question here on Facebook. Michael, I'm not sure if I understand it. You're married for 10 years, and you on an overstayed visa, and I wish to stay. What can you do? If that's your question. So if you are here in the United States and you're married to a US citizen, then you can apply for a green card based on marriage, even if you overstayed your visa. Okay, if you entered with a visa and then you later got married to a US citizen, you can still apply for your green card, even if you overstayed. Okay. If that was your question, I hope I answered it. The overstay actually is forgiven and waived if you do marry a US citizen. Okay. Let's see. Just checking the questions we were getting here. We are streaming live today on YouTube and on Facebook. So I am looking here at the questions. Okay. What happens if I separate from my spouse during my green card application process? So if you are in a middle of a green card petition that was based on marriage and you're no longer together with your petitioning spouse, it could have an effect on your case. The whole basis of your case is the fact that your spouse is petitioning you. And it really depends what step you are on the case. So if you separated before the case was filed, or if you separated while you're waiting for the case, or are you separated, in the process of the removal of conditions to get your 10-year green card? It really depends. A common scenario that we do see is where a couple they're together, everything is okay, and then while they're waiting for their green card interview or their green card case to be decided, then they're having some problems and they have separated. So we have seen this happen frequently, and the fact that a couple is separated does not necessarily mean that the green card case is done. Okay, there are options. First of all, you can still get your green card approved even if you're separated. Okay, I've seen this happen multiple times where a couple is in a period where they're not sure, they're going through, a rough time in their marriage, and they still got their green card case approved because the marriage was entered to in good faith, right? It was a bona fide real relationship, but they're just in a period of time where they don't know what the future of the relationship is. And I actually attended interviews like this where I advise my clients just to be honest and to say the truth of what's going on, that even that you're not together right now, you are still uncertain of the future, and just be honest about it. And I've seen these cases approved. There might be cases where you would need to continue your case by yourself, and that could be possible for you through switching from a marriage petition to a self petition. There is that option. So I think the bottom line here is that if you are separated from your spouse and you're in the middle of a green card case, I know it's really scary to be in that situation, but you have options. So definitely consult with a professional to give you the best advice. Okay. So even if you separated from your spouse in the middle of their process, it's not the end of your case. You still have options. You might still have options. Okay. And if you want to reach out to us directly, our number is right here. Okay. Awesome. Okay, guys. Okay. So this is a question. I love it. I just got my citizenship interview notice and I'm nervous. What are your tips? First of all, I just want to say that it's congratulations on getting your citizenship interview notice. This is the final step of your process. This is the very, very end. You've been through a journey, through becoming a resident and then becoming a citizen and now applying for citizenship and now having your interview scheduled. So congratulations to even getting to this point. And I just want to say that it's super common to be nervous. I've attended, hundreds of interviews by now with my clients, and everyone is nervous. Even if people say they're not, they always feel a little bit nervous, and it's normal. That's the first thing. My first tip and my most important tip would be to be prepared. Honestly, I feel personally that when I'm prepared, I feel less nervous because I feel confident that I know to expect, and I'm ready. And the first way that you can prepare yourself is to, first of all, review your application. So when you filed for naturalization, you filed an N400 application, and it's very important to read this application again. Maybe you filed it a long time ago and you don't really remember what it says there. So read the questions there, because you're going to be asked those questions at your interview. Okay, read them, be familiar with what you answered, right? And then in terms of the test, you guys know there is a test. There's a citizenship test. My tip of that is just to study and to memorize the questions. And there are no surprises. If you memorize the 100 questions in the citizenship test, you're going to ace it. It's just a matter of memorization. There, out of the 100 questions, you will be asked 10, and you just need to get 6 correct. In fact, if you get the first 6 right, they don't even continue to ask you questions. So my tip is to really work on those questions again and again and again until you can answer them in the middle of the night. There are apps that you can download on your phone that are really good and super helpful. So yeah, that's my number one tip, is to be prepared. Review your application and practice for the test. You are welcome to schedule a preparation session. We do those all the time for people that applied for citizenship themselves, and they filed everything themselves. They didn't have a lawyer help them, but they do want to have some guidance before the interview. So we do offer that on a regular basis. So we would love to help you before your interview. If you reach out to us, we can schedule an interview preparation session, review your application together, work on the test questions, and really tell you exactly what to expect. Okay? And congratulations and good luck. I hope it goes well. I'm sure it will. Okay. So I'm just checking out the questions. If you are joining us now, please feel free to write your questions if you have any, and I will try to get to them. Okay, there's a question about the K1. I want to apply for the K1 visa. What ways can I contribute to this process? The process is expensive, and how should I go about finding the cheapest attorney possible? Well, Jawad, I don't know about looking for the cheapest attorney possible. You really should be looking for quality as much as you can. As opposed to price point, right? That would be my advice. You want to have an experienced attorney that knows what they're doing. Those are not always the most cheapest ones, but to contribute to the process is really to find someone that you trust that can assist you. And if you want to do it yourself, then to really read the instructions on the USCIS website and really be prepared as much as you can. Okay. I honestly do recommend finding an attorney to help you with the process. Okay. Let's see. Amy, you have some questions. Feel free to ask them. I'd love to answer them for you. Okay. Jawad, I see that you're in Afghanistan. It is tricky. It is tricky to apply for any kind of immigration benefit when you are in Afghanistan. Obviously, the situation is difficult, and you want to do as much as you can to be able to be safe, right? And coming to the U.S. would be, a wonderful option for nationals of Afghanistan. There are options like humanitarian parole. So if you do know anyone here that could file a humanitarian parole request for you, that is definitely an option. Okay. If you have a sponsor here, you have someone in California that wants to help you, then they can file for advanced humanitarian parole for you. If you go on the uscis.gov website, there's a lot of information for Afghan nationals. So they spell out humanitarian parole and how to do it. Okay. Amy, they're saying there's a conviction case. Can you help? Uh, yes, we'd love to help you. If you want to ask your question here, I'm happy to try to help you right now. Generally, if you want to reach out to me specifically, please call the number here, 714-794-9366. It's here on the screen, and schedule a consultation with me. I'd love to talk to you further, okay, about your case. Okay, thanks guys for your questions. Again, if you are joining right now, I am going to be answering a few more questions, so feel free to write them here in the comments. If you are watching the recording of this, then please feel free to still write your questions and we'll try to get to them. Okay, Ami is saying that you talked to me before, okay? Then please feel free to write to me, okay, if we've already talked. Okay. Let me do one more question. Let me see. Okay. This is also a super common question. Can I work in the United States while my green card case is pending? Okay. So you guys know that everything in immigration takes a long time, and green card cases can take a long time. They can take a year, they can take 2 years sometimes. So during the process of the green card application, if you file here in the United States, you can also request a work authorization. Now, a work authorization that you ask for while your case is pending, it's an interim benefit, meaning it's something that you are asking for while you're waiting for your green card case to be pending, to be approved. After your green card is approved, you don't need a work permit anymore because you have your green card and that serves as your permission to work. Just while you're here, while you have an adjustment of status case pending, you are in a period of authorized stay and you can apply for a work permit. So the answer to this question is yes. You can apply for a work permit, and when you get your work permit, you can legally work in the United States for any employer while your green card case is pending. Okay. Okay. Joad, yes, we can help with humanitarian parole as well. We can help with that. Reach out to us. Reach out to us, schedule a consultation, and we'll be happy to help with humanitarian parole. Okay. Perfect, you guys. Well, thank you so much for everyone that jumped on today and asked questions, and everyone that sent us your questions in advance. We'll be here next week, same time, same place, Thursday at 5:30 Pacific. Please send us your questions if you want me to answer them live. And until next week, have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys soon.